Introduction. When moss becomes a cosmic hard case, life has a reputation for being fragile. But that reputation collapses the moment scientists glue dried moss to the outside of the International Space Station for over 500 days. Most humans would not last long in a vacuum. Dried moss simply waited it out, unfazed, like a grumpy houseplant that has decided it will endure anything except watering schedules. The idea that biology needs comfort instantly looks like a human delusion. This small experiment delivers a loud message. Life is stubborn, patient, and perfectly willing to ignore what humans believe it needs. The experiment. How moss ended up outside the ISS. The experiment took place during ESA's Expose program, where samples of desiccated moss were placed outside the ISS for about a year and a half. The moss experienced vacuum, extreme temperature swings, intense ultraviolet radiation, and cosmic rays that would fry delicate electronics. Much of it survived and even resumed photosynthesis when rehydrated on Earth. This result was not expected by anyone who thinks life is delicate. The moss behaved as if it had been on a long, unpleasant commute and simply needed a drink of water to get going again. The secret superpower of desiccated moss. Dried moss is a biological sleeper agent. It shuts down almost all activity and becomes a compact package of potential. Nothing inside is wasted. No water remains to boil away. No active systems need protecting. It is a biological strategy built on patience rather than endurance. Once conditions improve, it repairs itself and gets back to work as though nothing happened. This is the kind of quiet resilience that makes extremophiles look like amateurs. Earth-like comfort is a human fantasy. Humans imagine habitability as a cozy blanket of warmth, pressure, and liquid water. Moss does not care about any of that. It proved that life can persist through long stretches of unpleasant conditions by using a strategy of inactivity rather than resistance. This means that many places humans dismiss as lifeless may host biology that is simply waiting. Life does not need pleasant environments. It needs patience and the capacity to switch itself off when the universe becomes inconvenient. The economy of true survival. Complex organisms burn energy constantly to stay alive. Moss avoids this cost by shutting everything down. It is a survival strategy built on austerity and ruthless efficiency. This makes it far easier to transport across hostile environments without falling apart. If this strategy is common in the universe, then simple life may be abundant. The expensive, high-maintenance megastructures humans call organisms may be the oddity rather than the rule. Panspermia, the theory that refuses to die. The moss experiment unintentionally supports panspermia, the idea that life can travel between planets. If dried moss can sit in open space for about a year and a half and still recover, then small organisms buried inside rocks would survive even longer. Meteorite impacts can eject planetary material into space, and some of that material eventually lands elsewhere. Inside those fragments, dormant organisms could hibernate for thousands of years before waking up on a new world. The moss experiment shows this is not speculation for dreamers. The physics and biology make it plausible. Life as a strategy, not a shape. The moss experiment encourages a shift in perspective. Life should not be defined by activity, but by potential. A dried moss fragment looks inert, but it can revive the moment conditions improve. If extraterrestrial life uses similar strategies, then humans may have overlooked it. People expect movement, metabolism, or visible structure. They might be missing quiet forms of life that simply wait. The search for life just expanded significantly. If desiccated moss can endure the surface conditions of space, then dusty regolith on Mars, the shaded crust of Europa, or the sheltered pockets inside asteroids suddenly look more promising. Life could be dormant in many environments previously dismissed as barren. Humanity may need to revise its search parameters. Instead of looking for active biology, scientists may need to focus on the potential for reactivation. The harsh truth about complexity. Complex organisms are expensive to maintain. They need energy, stability, and intricate internal systems. Life, like dried moss, needs almost nothing. This suggests that simple life may be widespread, while complex life remains a rarity. The universe may be filled with dormant pockets of biology rather than bustling ecosystems. Survival is common. Complexity is not. Conclusion: moss did not break. Human assumptions did. The exposed results demonstrate that life does not conform to human expectations. Desiccated moss endured conditions that should have killed it and reawakened when given water. This forces a reconsideration of where biology may persist and how it might travel. The universe may be full of quiet forms of life that wait for the right moment to activate. Moss teaches a simple lesson: life is not fragile. Human assumptions are.